Bankocracy Podcast. Welcome to today's episode. We are diving into a critical topic that affects every aspect of our financial system. This is not just about economics. This is about power, control, and the future of money itself. The documentary The War for Bankocracy by John Titus reveals how central banks have gradually taken over economies, making governments secondary players in financial decisions. These banks were initially meant to stabilize economies, but over the years, they have consolidated power, controlling monetary policy, markets, and even governments themselves. One of the key figures discussing this topic is James Corbett, the creator of the Corbett Report. Corbett has spent over 15 years exposing the hidden mechanisms behind the global financial system. He argues that what we are witnessing is not an accidental evolution of the banking sector but a deliberate effort to centralize financial power into the hands of a few elite institutions. John Titus explores how crises have been used to justify this consolidation of power. The financial crash of 2008 was a pivotal moment when banks were bailed out while ordinary people lost their homes and savings. Instead of reforming the system, central banks used it as an opportunity to expand their influence. They implemented policies like quantitative easing, where money is created out of nothing and injected into the markets, benefiting banks and corporations while the general population faces inflation and stagnating wages. James Corbett highlights another alarming development. Central banks are now preparing to eliminate physical cash and replace it with central bank digital currencies. This would allow for total financial surveillance. Every transaction would be tracked. Every purchase would be recorded. Access to money could be restricted based on compliance with government regulations. This is not speculation. It is already happening. Countries like China have implemented digital payment systems that integrate with social credit scores, determining who can access financial services and who cannot. The implications of this are enormous. A world where central banks fully control digital transactions means that financial independence is eliminated. It means that dissent can be punished economically. It means that money is no longer a tool for trade but a tool for compliance. So what can be done? Both John Titus and James Corbett emphasize that awareness is the first step. People must understand how the system operates and recognize that these policies are being implemented under the guise of economic stability. The next step is seeking alternatives. Decentralized financial systems, true cryptocurrencies that are independent of central banks, and localized economies that reduce dependence on corporate-controlled finance. This is not a distant possibility. It is happening now. The transition to a fully centralized financial system is underway, and it is up to individuals to push back against it. Follow the work of John Titus and James Corbett to stay informed. Their insights provide the knowledge necessary to navigate these changes and take proactive steps toward financial sovereignty.